So I wonder what you guys think is Revak, Josh Revak, state senator from Minnesota, state senator in Alaska, entering the race as a conservative. In addition to Nicholas Begich, is it basically just going to split the party? They're both going to make it through the primary. Will they just split the party and mess it up when it comes for the special election? When it actually comes for replacing Rep Don Young, uh, will they just mess it up? You know what I mean? Now, of course, if Al Gross is also entering and he makes it through the primary, him and Constant will be split as well in terms of like a liberal party vote. Is there really a candidate that can unite Alaska? You might say it could be Begich just because of all of his momentum already and the fact that his entire family is Democrat besides him in politics. And but both Begich, who went to high school in Florida, Revak, who went to high school in Minnesota, I feel like they're both, I feel like some native woman's going to call them a colonizer or something like that. You know what I mean? I don't think they really have that perspective and that sense of ownership of being someone who grew up in Alaska. And that's sort of why one of the reasons I'm sort of hesitating myself of running beyond timeline and economics and everything like that is that I didn't, actually go to high school in Alaska. And I feel like, that position should go. And I was thinking like Sarah Rasmussen, who is also like a state representative or senator, but, beyond being, she's a fifth generation Alaskan. She went to high school. She grew up as a little kid in Alaska. I think that's an additional perspective in terms of, maybe wanting to develop, but doing it in a way that's very sensitive towards, towards tribes out there, towards native villages, and towards the environment as well. So, do those guys like Nicholas Begich, does Josh Revak have that contextual perspective? And also just the fact, Sarah Rasmussen is a pretty good looking woman, the little bit I've seen from her. And, it's sort of like, a cute chick's going to get what she wants in DC, is the hard truth. Josh Revak might have that Purple Heart thing going for him in terms of someone wanting to work with him almost as a feel bad for him type thing. But Nicholas Begich, he might get people might want to work with him because he's a smart guy. But that's a big thing. Part of what those guys are doing down there, it's not just being a good leader. And that's one of the things I catch myself with. I'm a great leader. I have a good understanding of the topics, but diplomacy is social capital. I'm sure any guy in Washington D.C. is going to want to sit down for a coffee with Sarah Rasmussen. I don't know if I can say the same thing about Nicholas Begich or about Josh Revak, but you got to be smart too. Is the other part of it, and that's why I feel like I'm smart. I get a handle on all the issues and everything like that. But just on that angle of actually having the context of being someone who grew up in Alaska, you want someone who's actually an Alaskan. I mean, Nicholas Begich is Florida, and Josh Revak is Minnesota. So I don't really know why. I'm not really sure that either of those guys are the best choice for Alaska. That's why I'm kind of looking at that list. I went into the other guys, but I'm doing this additional video right now because of Josh Revak getting added as a candidate there, and just sort of being critical